What's up, peoples? YVC here. Another episode of Difficulties of Golf, but I'm just doing a little bit different thing, and just kind of gonna vlog here and there, just kind of like on my journey, on my way to the course. So yeah, first thing we're doing is we're cleaning clubs. So clubs are clean. Now, time to get dressed. Alright, let's roll. Just pointing this out, it's par 72 and it's 7,046 yards. Goal is break 80, or shoot 80 or break it, so yeah. Alright, what's up, guys? We're doing a voiceover. This hole, it was just kind of trying to find out what I was doing, and I hit like a stinger up towards the left. It was not a good shot, as you can see. I grab a 7-iron and kind of try and hit a nice little like punch cut, and I nearly shank it, or I guess you can probably see I did shank it right into the tree. And then I'm chipping right here. Now, because it was into the wind, I tried to kind of carry it all the way there just so it would just like sit right next to the hole. And I hit it right at it, but I was about 20 feet short for par. So I already wasn't on a good start. I think I had a good line there, but it didn't really do me any good because I didn't even get it there. So bogeyed that, and I grabbed the 3-wood again. Yeah, you can kind of see I just absolutely flare it out way too much to the left, and I did have a good opening, but I finished straight into that bush and threw it all the way into the bunker. So yeah, this pin is deep in the back. I mean, absolutely deep. And as you can see, it was not a good shot. These pins are absolutely brutal if you ever go out and play this course. It's called the Links. I don't think I said that, but I'm saying it now. 2 over, through 2. Whoever set this pin is kind of evil, because my gosh, look at this. You can't hit a good shot on this pin. So after that tee shot, it was a terrible tee shot. I used a 5-iron and went super deep with it, but I hit a really good chip here, surprisingly, for how slopey and how unfair this pin is. And yeah. That was a really, really good par for me, and that I needed that to roll the ball. Definitely one of, if not the hardest pin I've ever played in my life. I honestly wouldn't care if it was at the bottom, but having it right on the slope is just so unfair. And yes, first time using the driver of the day, I hit a good old hook right into the tree. I did have a good opening, but as you can see, the lie was not too good, and I do get it over-ish, and it does land on the green, but it goes just over. And yeah, so I just tried getting this close for par, and I almost end up chipping it in by accident. But I mean, it would have been nice, would have been a clip, but I mostly meant to just put it inside 3 feet, which is what I did. This one, there's a huge pond on the right, and it was downwind, and I absolutely smashed this ball. I mean, absolutely smashed it. Carried it about 260 with a 3-wood. or 260, 270, that area. But yeah, I picked 3-wood again. I forgot there was a creek down here, so yeah, I would have used something else, but what? Oh, yeah, I forgot. I went straight right and somehow ended up here. I forgot I ended that clip quickly, but I thought I was in deep stuff, but I really wasn't. But yeah, this birdie putt, well, it was good speed. I needed it because I knew I was kind of on the line at the moment because I'm 2 over and I wanted to stay far away from 4 over. So I just wanted to just stay there or stay away from being 4 over. So yeah, this one I don't really remember. Oh yeah, this shot wasn't awful, or the driver wasn't awful, but this shot was awful, like just for the way it felt and everything. But it hit that hill behind me and rolled all the way down, so I was happy I got that. But the same thing that happened on the last hole happened here, and at this point I'm slowly getting frustrated because nothing's going in and I'm riding the rim a lot. It feels like a lot. And then this shot gives me hope, a lot of hope, because I drill it straight down the middle under the wind, and it could not have been better. And this pin is tucked, and for content reasons I decided to go at it, and I towed it a little and it goes, I think, over. Yeah, it goes over, and I was not happy about it, but I was pin high, so yeah. Or wait, no, my bad. Okay, so the bunkers, they were awful. I'm just gonna say that they're awful. So I moved it to my nearest point of relief where I wasn't closer to the hole. That's what I did. And yes, I missed it, and I was frustrated with that too. This one I was also frustrated, or the tee shot anyways. And then I hit a really, really, really good and needed chip all the way to about 4 feet. 4 or 5 feet in that area. And I felt confident over this. Yep. And then that happens. So I'm 4 over. Going into the last hole. I knew I needed a par this or birdie it to kind of stay away. And luckily, I did smash this one right down the middle. It was great. And I went the good old 3-wood again. Because there wasn't anything bad down here, I don't think. Or there was a creek, but it was like 200 yards. But, I ended up screwing it up and going straight into the tree. Somehow going straight through and ending up on the other side I'm left with a nice little pitch shot with the pitch and wedge. And then I absolutely send it to the back of the green with a long putt. And just look how slopey this is. And these greens aren't slow either. They're quick. Like, I thought I wimpied this shot, and it goes all the way down. And I almost made it, which I was quite surprised. I make it, and I end up shooting a 40. Alright, so after shooting that 40, I knew I was right on the line, and I knew that every shot counted, so I needed to make everything count. I wanted to put this in the fairway, and I did, but it was so bad, and you can see my reaction.
Oh God, I chopped the wood. It was so bad on that.
Yeah, I hit it super heely, and yeah, after that, I went with a 5-wood because 3-wood has not been well, so I was like, hey, let's use the 5-wood. And I went with a 5-wood, nice little butter cut right down the middle, and I had a pretty good look into the green.
That's fine.
And then this shot, just hit a nice P wedge. Was kind of into the wind. I hit a full one, and I was hoping it went right into the middle of the green, and it did. Now, this is such a slopey putt. And I honestly thought I hit that so soft. I did not think it would get there, but it did. So, yeah.
Alright, so before I tee off, I did find this ball in the front nine. Nice little Callaway Chrome Soft. It's got a soccer ball, so I'm switching balls. Playing this thing.
Yeah, after finding that ball, I decided to use it because why not? It was a good change up to the ball. I hit this one, and I think I flare it to the left again, like always today. And I have a nice little punch with a 7. And I hit an easy punch. I don't mean to like hit a full, just a nice easy punch. And it ends up being pretty easy. It ends up looking pretty good, and I think it ends up on the green, maybe. Yep. Ends up on the green, super slopey putt. And as you can see, I tap it. And it's almost pin high. And then this one, it was into the wind. I hit a nice, clean 9-iron draw. And I honestly thought it was going to get there. But it didn't. It ended up in a really bad spot. Like, you can barely see the ball from this angle. But I hit a nice little flop. Yeah, there's not a lot to it. I mean, it rolled out pretty good. Gave me a 5-6 footer. And right in the center. I mean, could not have been a better putt than that.
Let's go.
Now, I'm feeling a little bit more comfortable now because it's hole 13 and I'm still 4 over. And I hit a really good drive to the shortest par 5 on this course, but I just nicked the tree, which kind of sucks. Now, I have like 230, 240 right in that area, and it's downwind. And the wind's been pretty hard today, so I just hit a 4-iron, and yeah. Yep, it sucked. It flared out to the left again and put me in this terrible spot. So, me being me, you know, I tried going for it, hitting a really high flop shot to get there. It was right at it, but it was just short of the bunker, as you can see. So I hit another flop shot. And it rolls out, and it was not a good shot. Leaves me about 8-9 feet for par. And I miss it. As you can see, I was kind of mad about that. And then when I saw this hole, it gave me a good laugh because of how narrow this tee shot is. I played a 5-wood because I haven't hit off a 5-wood off a tee box all day, so I figure, why not? And I flare it again. And I'm hitting a 7-iron. And I end up drawing it, mishitting it, and it ends up going right next to the hill to the right. So I end up hitting another flop shot. And I end up mishitting that also. Flaring it all the way to the left, kind of towards the middle front. So I'm left with this par putt. And it was honestly a really good par putt. Good speed and everything. Just the line was a little bit off. Now, to the hardest, or to the longest, par 4. Hit a nice little draw, or nice little fade right down the middle. It's a pretty good shot. Had about 179, 180. So it was kind of, I went with a 6, with a choke down 6, and I wasn't super committed to it, but I hit it anyways, and it ended up just on the front. And then I had, this putt.
Yes! Look! Oh, finally! I had a feeling. Finally! God. As I was walking up to this green, I was thinking of over at Middlebrook when I did that. I was like, I did it one time. Maybe I can do it another. And I did it. I so needed that. And it was on the longest par 4, too. It was 474. What is this? What is this? Look how narrow that is. What is that? Oh, come on, man.
So after that moment, I still didn't think I was locked in, but I felt pretty confident after this. And this tee shot, it was awful. My tee shots today were just absolutely awful. So I'm left in this situation. I hit a 7-iron stinger, at least that's the play. As you can see, I hit it straight over and hits the front and rolls all the way over to the back. Honestly, I would imagined me skipping against the water and onto the fringe part. And then I had this shot. I hit another flop again, because that's just I had a lot of lies that gave me a flop lie instead of a pitch or a chip. And after making that putt, that was really good for me, because I kind of felt like I was locked in, but I still wanted to keep fighting just to make sure. Yep, as you can see, I flared it out again to the left, and I tried for a pitch right into the hill, and it almost works. I just needed a little bit harder and a little bit more up the hill. But that didn't matter, because I still made par. Now the last hole, I meant to draw it around this tree, but last second I said screw it, let's just try to bomb it. And I swung out of my shoes and absolutely hit the straightest drive I hit today. I mean, absolutely bombed it. I didn't care where it went, I knew that I bombed it. And this shot, I tried a little draw with a pitch and wedge, and it ends up not drawing and going straight towards them cars that were moving out of the way just in time so I wouldn't hit them. And then this shot was the most unfair pin on this course. I hit it perfectly. I mean perfectly. Goes right past the pin, as you guys saw, and I roll all the way out to about 30 feet for par. And I hit the leaf, I sissy the putt, and end up making it for bogey. And yeah.
Alright guys, so I shot a 78. It felt so hard to do good here at all. I don't know if it was the wind, I don't know what it was, but man, it kept beating me up, and I kept coming back, and I kept beating me up, and then I ended up getting the better of it on the back nine. But man, it was, oh gosh, it was definitely probably the slopiest and fastest course I've ever played, or slopiest greens, and the most unfair pins I've ever played in my life. I mean, I cannot believe how unfair these pins are. They're put in the worst place you could imagine possible on these greens. And it was awful. It was awful. It was bad. But I ended up shooting 2 under of my goal, and I'm breaking 80. And yeah, like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see y'all next year.